Good evening, everyone, and welcome to MRC on a Friday night at 7:30, which of course means that it is time once again for the X tier in MRC, and a little bit of a different race tonight as we are here at the Marina Bay circuit for the Singapore Grand Prix. We have got a no qualifying tonight, and we are going off reverse standings order. So first place in the championship will be starting last, and last place will be starting on pole position. And then we are going to have a full distance Grand Prix, so 62 laps of the Marina Bay circuit at night here in Singapore. So it should be an absolute cracker, and it'll certainly be a test of stamina for the drivers. We're usually used to doing 50% races, and Singapore, of course, is quite a long one, probably the longest race that is on the F1 calendar. My name's Nev, and I'll be taking you through the action tonight. And alongside me for comms tonight is a fellow Tier 1 driver. It is Stefan. So, Stefan, very good evening to you.
Uh, Good evening. Hello to all of our thousands of viewers on stream. As you said, it's gonna be a very long race today, 100%, and it's the longest race on the calendar. Although they shortened the circuit a little bit by 10 seconds or so, I guess it's still the longest race on the calendar. So, as you said, it really comes down to stamina and staying concentrated if you want to win this race.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing that we definitely will expect to see tonight is a safety car. I think this is one of those tracks that you're almost guaranteed a safety car in real F1, and I would imagine that it'll be a similar story here in the game, and that'll obviously throw a spanner in the works with strategies and the like, possibly even more than it would in a 50% race, because there's that many more laps for strategies to play out. So it will be very interesting to see what happens, and also just to see how many drivers make it to the end with the difficulty of the circuit. With it obviously being a street circuit, the walls are always pretty much right on top of you, and you make any mistakes, you could be losing a front wing, or at the very worst, you could be retiring with suspension damage. So lots to factor in for our 20 drivers in the X tier tonight. And I've just got news from Fabian in the live chat that the first half of the race is going to be dry, and then the second half is going to be full wet with lightning.
With lightning?
Yeah, so that's the most extreme wet weather that I think you can get in this game.
Wow, I was really curious if we're gonna see rain today. That would spice things up even more, but lightning is not what I expected. But yeah, we are in Singapore. If it comes down here, it really comes down. So I guess that we will see a lot of rain, and who knows? Maybe we will even have a safety car based only on the weather conditions. I think this is a possibility in this game. I'm not quite sure. It used to be the case. So yeah, I guess that makes the race even longer and even more challenging for our drivers.
Yeah, and I guess as well the fact that it's dry at first and then the weather's going to be getting worse, so the drivers are already going to be feeling it mentally from having already done a half race distance, and then the weather's going to be getting worse and worse. It's going to be tougher to drive. It's even more of a test, even more of a challenge than we might have thought with it, even if it stayed dry. But yeah, that's quite interesting, and that could impact tyre choices. So as the formation lap gets underway, let's have a quick look at what everyone has gone for. And the overwhelming majority have gone for the mediums. There's 3 drivers on softs, Aerovoice, Colin and Anthony. And then Kid Dynamite is the only driver out there who has gone for the hard tyres. So I don't quite know what that excuse me, what that really means for the race in terms of how far into it drivers are going to be trying to get before the weather comes in. I don't know how long the soft tyres really last around here in 100%, or if it's long enough that maybe they will have to have a pit stop in the dry and then change to the wet weather tyres later on. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this one unfolds.
Yes, I mean, historically speaking, the soft tires were a terrible tire to race on, but I'm not sure about how it is in this game. And as you said, it's 100%, so maybe this will happen in Prince as well. But I'm guessing Kit will be trying to stay out until the rain arrives. I'm guessing this is why he has chosen the hard tire. And I mean, also he's starting in P18, so he's at the back of the grid. So then it makes sense to do a long first stint.
Yeah, we had the graphic come up for the predicted race strategy, and I think what it was suggesting was a 2-stop, 2 stints on the mediums, and then maybe 1 on the softs towards the end. And that kind of goes along with what I remember from this game, or previous iterations of this game and this track, and how the tyre wear can be. I don't think you can last on a set of mediums for any particularly long time, but we're about to find out, as we've got Scottish Ninja, I think, right at the back. Oh, he's there. So who's the other car?
Ant's coming.
Oh, is that Ant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're just waiting for him, but he just arrived, and yeah, we're good to go.
Yep, so we're all ready for the start of this 100% Singapore Grand Prix. And we get to the 5 red lights and they go out very quickly. And we are underway, and it looks like BITW has not got away well at all. He's dropped a few positions already. Aerovoice has got past Hoseman for 2nd place, but Triz has got away nicely at the front. Kid Dynamite looks like he's made up a couple of places. Anthony has fallen back to almost last, although he's made up places again on the run along the back straight here at Singapore. And Aerovoice is going to start putting some pressure on Triz for the lead with his soft tyres. And further back, red car goes through past Hoseman for 4th. Chris Bailey up to 3rd in his McLaren-esque livery. So a good start from him, and he'll now be looking to make up some ground on the leaders.
Yeah, very clean start, I have to say. I didn't see a lot of wheel banging or something like that, and no damage as far as I can see. But yeah, Aerovoice has caught up to Chris now and wants to use the advantage that he has on his soft tires. Let's see if he can make a move. Yeah, no one's hitting for damage, so yeah, very clean start.
Yeah, you'd like to hope that the drivers, realising how long of a race this is going to be, they're just taking it easy at this point, trying to
Aerovoice is coming for the lead.
just keep their nose clean.
Oh,
and
into the wall almost.
Triz really getting defensive there with Chris. I don't know if he knew Chris was there. It looked like he might have pushed Chris into the wall slightly. So slightly
That's
over
his
the
first
limit.
benefit.
Oh, but here comes Chris now.
Oh,
Oh, that's very tight. Oh, but around the
wow! But
outside.
he makes it. Makes it. Wow, what a move! It's not an pretty daring to try a move there, but he made it work. Although
Yeah,
maybe Triss can come back at him. Oh, Redcar was really late on the break turn. That gives Holtman a chance.
yeah, and Freddie looks close in the background as well. Oh, side by side, and Redcar has
Oh,
to go across the infield. Has he given that place up? Doesn't look like he has. So Hosman will have to try again. Erevoice had the fastest lap. Colin does now, and it looks like we've got a
we
car
got
off.
Smith fun as apparently, but I can see no damage. His car seems to be okay, so he's going again. So the Pretty is going on Holtzman now, and he makes it stick before the corner even. So yeah, up into the top 5 he goes.
And it will be Ben next, and he's one of the fastest, if not the fastest drivers in MRC, so I don't think he will be waiting too long behind Hosman and Colin as well, who I think set the fastest lap on lap 2 on his set of softs. So Hosman is going to be coming under a lot of pressure, and here goes Ben around the outside, gets it done.
Yeah, it's not even defending that much because he knows in the long run he won't be able to keep this guy behind. And Colin tries to benefit as well. Oh, Holtzman was late on the brakes there.
Oh, and Hosman.
Yeah, squeezed him into the wall there a little bit, I have to say.
Anthony now with the fastest lap. There was nearly 3 wide there into turn 1, but Colin made it stick with the inside line.
There's already a lot going on. I mean, it will be very challenging for us. We got to change for the lead, by the way.
Yeah, Chris takes it.
Barely made the corner, but he's taking the lead.
Yeah, he was on the curb on the outside. Don't know if he would have got a warning for that, but that's another thing actually that we haven't mentioned yet is track limit penalties could well. I mean, it shouldn't do really at Singapore because of having, the walls are essentially the track limits a lot of the time. But there are places here where you can cut or extend. So maybe it's something that will come in later.
Yeah, if you take the first or the second corner, I believe it is, like after the start finish straight or after the long DRS, so it may happen that you get carried out too far and then you have a warning very quickly, and over 62 laps could very well mean a time penalty if you do that too often, so that's possible. Also in the last corner, it's also possible to go off track. So you're right, in most corners you cannot get a warning, but there are some where it's definitely possible.
And as if by magic, there you go.
We talked about it, and yeah, Anita demonstrates it's possible to get 3 seconds here, so yeah, gonna carry them these 3 seconds for the rest of the race.
And it could well
Dory goes
be
on the move for Loppy. It's still side by side.
Lorpe came
That's
back.
out of it.
Yeah, Lorpe was able to get him back on the exit, and there could be some movers up towards the front. Third down to sixth, all within DRS, although actually the DRS train now is a factor that's pretty much cancelled out the advantage for the cars behind. Let's see if anyone's going to do anything here. Ben had a look on the inside of Friddy.
Yeah. Oh, he's
Decided
getting
against
held
it.
up quite a lot, obviously. I think he has a lot more pace. Oh, no, red car is making a move on Chris. Trying it at least.
Looked like there was a bit of contact as well.
Yeah, but...
Oh, there goes Ben.
Very nice defending, yeah. Ben takes advantage of it and clears the first guy.
Anthony started to make progress as well. He's moved up to 12th. So much tyre smoke from the tyres. It's hard to see sometimes what's going on from the broadcast camera.
Yeah, I thought this should have been fixed, but yeah, I don't know what to say. Apparently, I made it worse.
Yeah.
Oh, we have Kid. Kid's fun.
Oh, Kid.
Lost place
on the hards.
But I can see no damage. But still, we're one of the fastest drivers on track, down in P18 again.
Yeah, very surprising to see him at the back. Long way to go though. Still 56 laps remaining.
Yeah,
and Chris so far has pulled out a nice gap for himself, while Iravoice is holding up a few people behind. Let's keep an eye now. This could be a lot of changing positions down into turn one. Red car alongside Triz into the braking zone. Oh, and he has to cut across the curb. Triz maybe not giving him enough space there.
Still side by side. Oh no, Ben has a lot more. Can carry a lot more speed to the corner now. He's gonna try and make a double move.
Yep, he's got Rambo.
At least one of them.
Yeah, and Triz has just fallen out of a second from Iravoice in front, so it should... Well, he's just got back in. He's kind of hovering there around the 1 second. That could make it harder for BN.
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe from Arrow's point of view, it's not a bad idea. If it makes overtaking harder for Ben, but I think he has so much speed that even in a DRS train he will be able to overtake.
Yeah. Anthony just dropped down a couple of places. Didn't see what happened, but he was 12th. He's back to 14th.
Yeah, he was.
Here comes Ben.
Ben goes for the move.
Oh, and Triz cuts the track.
Go off track. Yeah. Oh, maybe this is a second time penalty. But now Ben can make the move. Okay, so I think we don't have to discuss that anymore. Yeah, now it looks like as if he's going immediately for Arrowvoice as well.
Yeah, he might even get him on this straight. In fact, he should do, really. Yep, he's alongside already. And that is P2. And that's bad news for Chris. 5-second lead at the moment, but that really might not be safe.
Yeah, but on the other hand, this infighting led to him being able to open a 5-second gap. Although, with so many laps remaining, there's plenty of time for Ben to close this, obviously.
Yeah, and you'd expect him now to just pull away from Arrowvoice and the train behind him, and that's a yellow. Is that Smith?
Smith, yeah.
I think also Panizza has disconnected. He is ghosted, and that's a shame for him.
Oh, yes. No, that's unlucky. Hopefully he will be able to rejoin. Yeah, there he is.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, Tris almost lost the car there. I bet red car saw his life hanging from his eyes. There he would have had no chance to avoid him had he lost the car there. But thankfully he saved it. That would have been an enormous crash.
Yeah, I think red car is probably a bit frustrated at this point with trying to get past Tris.
Yeah, side by side.
And red car goes off.
How much space they had, and he's trying to pass Chris as well, but yeah, I'm not sure if red car was off track there.
Yeah, I guess if his car was in front before he went off track, then the game would let him have it. But looks like he was quite a ways off on the outside.
I mean, I don't know. Even in real life, the rules are not very clear about that as we learn.
Yeah.
So they're very. Oh, really is into the wall. He's gone.
Oh.
I think there is no damage. So maybe it was just a spin. But of course, we lost a lot of places now. Like,
and the rain has started. It's started to rain.
Oh, yes. It's already raining.
And there are cars in the pits.
He's pitting straight away. Ratham as well.
Let's see. Chooses intermediate.
People taking a risk. It's nice to see. Oh, we got yellow flags. I think it was Freddy again.
Where is Freddy? Oh, yeah, P14. Yeah, I mean, if it is going to be absolutely torrential rain...
He's got damage as well.
Oh, has he got wing? Oh, yeah, end plate missing. So the rain, even earlier than we had thought.
Oh, we got a fight for P5 going on. Error Boy struggling. Getting passed by both guys. And another one. Does he have damage too? No, maybe just a mistake. I mean, it seems to be slippery already, so... Of course, watching what Loppy and Rassam are doing... I think Loppy is he's already catching up to Scottish Ninja. Yeah, he seems to be a lot faster.
Oh, Panizza. Panizza's just gone into the wall. And Red Car and Error Voice are in the pits. Both of them. That's for intermediates for Red Car. And I assume it'll be the same for Error Voice. And G-Star, a whole host of people now coming in.
Full wets for Holzman. Interesting.
Full wets. It still doesn't look like that heavy rain at the moment. It's sort of still lightish. And the track doesn't look particularly wet, although in this game that doesn't necessarily mean a lot.
For the moment, you're right, but who knows? I think, especially in this track, it can change so quickly.
Yeah. Well, actually looking at the behaviour of some of the cars that have stayed out there on slips, and DRS has been disabled, that is the surefire sign that it's time for Inters.
Now it's time to pit. Oh, Dory's always losing the car. The guys on the cars are really struggling now.
Yeah, and the rain has picked up as well. It's looking quite a bit heavier, and it's also coming in, well, from that last camera angle, it looked like it was coming in sideways. Oh, and there's Dory's into fourth as Triz went wide. But everyone
Yeah, I
up the
can
front
see.
now has got to come
I
in,
can
surely.
see. Yes, I could see Red Car gaining seconds on Kid Dynamite ahead of him now, and we know how fast Kid is. So
Yeah.
if he's that much slower, it's clear that they have to count. They have to pit now. Probably waited a lap too long. So I'm very curious what the order will look like once everyone has put on the wet.
Yeah, when they have everyone's come in, Kid of course has come in as well, and two drivers on the wets, Hoseman and Sam, and it doesn't look like it's working out too well for Hoseman. He's just lost position to Lorpe as there are cars coming out of the pits at the same time, converging on the same portion of track. Red car up to P3 with all the changing.
Yes, he benefited. He definitely benefited from it. As did Error Voice, I think. We also got Dory in P7 now and G-Star. I think they were not in the top 10 before. I'm not sure exactly, but I think they gained places for sure.
Yeah,
I'm
G-Star I
keeping an
think
eye on
has
the
moved
guys.
up a lot.
Yeah, I'm still keeping an eye on the guys on the full wets because okay, they're not fast. They seem slower than the other guys, but not by much actually. It's not like they are sinking like a stone, and so now I don't know if this progresses. It could happen that soon the wets will be faster, although for the moment they are not clearly.
Colin has gone past Error
Oh
Voice.
yeah, I was about to say a big fight going on there.
And the other thing that's happened is that Ben has caught up to Chris. Now, obviously, he won't have
Oh,
DRS.
and then just side by side through the last corner. That's not a place to go side by side, but they're doing it anyway. Yeah, he makes the move. Nice one.
I'm just going to stick with this Chris and Ben battle for the time being. Yeah, it's definitely going to be harder to overtake without the DRS. But obviously, Ben has the pace to do it.
He closed the gap very quickly to Chris, especially in the wet. He seemed to be much more comfortable.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's the proof. No matter if it's wet or dry, he is one of the fastest drivers in the league, if not the fastest.
Yeah, it's just a question now of where does he try and make the move. It looks like he's going to have a go
Very
or
close.
into the next corner. Wasn't quite close enough.
Oh, but Chris not just best accurate, or he's very close. Now he can try something maybe. Oh, Chris covers him.
Yeah, I think Chris may have defended that with his battery. He's going to do everything he can to keep Ben behind him for as long as possible. Oh, a bit wide on the
Maybe as
penultimate
Chris
corner.
some wheel banging.
Ben looking on the outside of turn one. Chris does well to defend it. And this is by no means an easy track to
What an
overtake on.
acceleration.
Or can Ben
Amazing
go around the
traction.
outside? No. But he might have the chance at the end of the straight. Is he going to have a go? No, he decides against it. This is a very nice little battle developing here between these two. He's going to have a go on the inside. No. Well, he did, but Chris able to hold it around the outside.
That's I have to say that's really intense to watch now. I mean, both Ben with his amazing traction and speed, but also Chris with his very clever defending and positioning. Yeah, really, I'm really curious how this is gonna unfold. But
Yeah, well, this could.
now he has really good traction. I think now he's
Chris on the
able to
inside.
go on the outside. No, Chris covers it again.
About into the next corner. No, Chris has got it covered. So this could go on for quite a while. As long as Chris doesn't make an obvious mistake, Ben is going to have to come up with something a bit different to make a pass.
Oh, now he had to lift to avoid a warning, so he's dropped back a little bit now.
So maybe he's got 2 warnings already. Maybe he's trying to avoid getting a penalty.
And you know what? He's got plenty of time, so he doesn't have to force it. And
Yeah.
we're still in the early stages of the race.
Doris has just gone past Colin for 4th place. Kid Dynamite has gone past Hoseman for P13. And now Triz, is he in trouble?
Triz, he spun. Yeah, end plate is missing. Oh, that's unfortunate for the pole setter.
Oh yeah, he's going to have to come in with that one.
He
Meanwhile,
held on very nicely into the top 5 for a long time, but now he's running a bit out of luck.
Yeah. Anthony has made good progress. He's up to 7th behind G-Star.
Oh, Ben is so close. Cannot be closer. Yeah, now you can. Oh, side by side. Oh my god, it's so.
Oh, and he's got the edge. Can Chris outbreak into this corner?
He's trying to, but now he's got him.
Yeah. It took him a few laps, but that was very nicely done in the end from Ben. Has Chris got anything he can answer back with, or is Ben going to now drive off into the sunset or into the night and leave Chris in his wake? That gap's already grown to 9/10. Friddy now has had a connection problem.
No. That's unfortunate for him. But you really have to give a shout out to the drivers. We're still 20 drivers, and no DNFs for now. And here and there was a spin, but no real crash until now. And also in the rain, most people are keeping it on track. That's not easy.
Yeah, it's been pretty amazing actually that we've made it this far without a safety car period, given the tricky conditions that we can see for ourselves. It makes you wonder how long this can carry on for, and also whether or not anytime soon it's going to be too bad for intermediates and they'll have to start moving over to the wets. I still don't think Hoseman and Sam have lost all that much time. Oh, and Doris goes past Red Car. Red Car went a bit wide, and he's up into the podium spot. So Doris having a very nice race. He's a long way back from the leading 2, as Colin is now battling with Red Car. Oh, let's get a better view of that one.
Well, that was some great defending by Red Car. In my opinion, he really recovered an 80 after space that was needed. So, yeah, I'm taking a look at. Oh, Colin has a penalty now as well. So, yeah, we already got 5 drivers with a time penalty. We got the yellow flag. That's Scottish Ninja. Yeah, he went into the emergency exit. And he's got damage, so he hit the wall as well.
Colin having a look, trying to do a move to get past red car. He could manage it, and now... Ooh. That looked pretty tough defense from G-Star. Wouldn't expect anything less.
It's a really interesting battle for P6 because you have three very fast drivers with very similar pace.
Yeah.
And each and every one of them knows how to overtake. I mean, we know them. We both know them very well from Tier 1, so yeah, we know what we're speaking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they've been catching Colin and Redcar as well, so that could turn into a really exciting battle between up to 5 cars. Oh, Scottish Ninja with a 10-second for crossing the white line.
He overshot the line at the pit. Actually, oh, he loses the gun. Oh, yeah, these were cold tires.
Yeah, there's a line starting to form now on the track, it looks like. Or maybe that's just when... Only when the car's going over it.
It's really wet now.
Yeah.
I'm taking a look at our drivers on the wets. Maybe there's... No, Pretty is just passing us, and so... Yeah, it doesn't look like that. Maybe the wets are overheating already or just too warm. But I guess we are slowly but steadily coming into full wet conditions.
Savior has alongside... Oh, and G-Star's made a mistake by the looks of things. He's just dropped back. We've got a virtual safety car as well.
Yeah.
Not sure what that's for.
Down now.
Oh yeah, that rain has really ramped up again.
Yeah, and you can immediately see that we see more and more mistakes made by drivers on track. So I think now Holzman and Dossum are actually on the right tires, but I'm not sure if they're still able to make something out of it. Oh, drive-through penalty for Tris. That's not good.
Yeah, but we're back racing again. But yeah, this rain now is very, very intense, and it's opened things up between Anthony Savior and G-Star. The gaps have opened up between all of them, so it really is starting to test these drivers, as Redcar has come into the pit lane but actually overshot the entry and went back on track for a moment. But this must be to go to the full wets.
We're going again.
So Redcar has made the decision, and there is Lorpy as well. He's coming in. Triz behind him, and then Iravoice. And this must all be for the full wets.
Yeah, now they are definitely needed. It's so much water on track.
Oh, Scottish Ninja. Is that in the pits? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was left down penalties. It was maybe very unfortunate for him to start his race.
Wow, this is very, very heavy rain at this point.
I'm taking a look at Radgar, who's the first driver on full wets now, in order to see whether he's gaining on the inters. I mean, probably for now his tires are pretty cold, and we see actually Holzman who can finally take advantage of his tire choice, and he's right across his back. Of course, his tires are up to temperature, and it just shows.
Yeah, and red car. Let's just see this gap to Sociopath in P9. Colin has come in. No one else in the top 6 has. So there's clearly still a feeling amongst those drivers that the Inters are still the right tyre. So let's just see, this gap between red car and Sociopath is fluctuating quite a bit, so it's hard to tell at this point really how well that's working out for, I keep wanting to say the McLaren driver because that livery looks so much like the McLaren, but obviously it's not.
You're right. It reminds me of these old Arrows cars.
Oh yeah, that's a great shout. Yeah, wow, what a throwback.
I really like them, so it's a nice livery.
Yeah, yeah. 20 plus years ago that was, I think, crazy.
Yeah, I think around 20 years, yes.
Chris
Oh,
now gets to
just
10 seconds.
that's it's really hard to give 10 seconds for that. I think it happens so easily, especially now in the wet. So yeah, the drivers really need to take care of that. But Ben is still staying out, and Dory is also overshooting the pit entry. So yeah, even the pit lane is a real challenge now in these conditions.
Yes, Anthony stays on the intermediates, and Saviour and G-Star. I think, or is he still coming up to? No, he's at turn 1. So G-Star stays out. Kid Dynamite stays out. Sociopath stays out. I mean, this rain looks absolutely torrential now, but there's clearly, the operating window of these intermediates is so large that there's clearly still a feeling amongst the top 4 at least, that these tyres have still got something to offer.
Yes, and I mean, I think a driver like Ben obviously has so much pace that he can maybe afford that, although he also has to take care of the fact that Chris now pitted for a new full wets, and maybe this is a chance for Chris to undercut him if Ben is forced to pit now.
Yeah, we'll have a look
But
at the
obviously, you have
gap.
much more to lose if you are in front. The drivers at the back could risk something.
Yeah. So the gap between Ben and Chris at the moment is 32.5 seconds. It's worth bearing in mind that the pit lane speed limit here, I think, is lower than at usual tracks. I think it might be.
Yeah, it's 60 kph,
Yeah.
so
So a pit stop here does cost you quite a bit more time. And that gap is just over 32 seconds at the moment. And it's actually still growing ever so slightly. Certainly not coming down as Chris would like.
Well, I think the question is, are the Inters not? Oh, there's the first DNF. Loppy.
Oh, and a
Yeah,
safety
we got a
car.
safety car.
Let's see if we can see where that is.
Oh, it's beginning of the third sector.
Yeah. So I guess that's just on the traction where
Yeah,
he's lost it.
quite a bit up the corner, but in this rain, you might even get wheel spin in the fifth gear or something like that. So that can happen.
Yeah, and now we'll see what everyone on intermediates, what they're going to do. Sam has actually pitted for fresh inters, as has Hoseman as well. So they've gone the other way.
So maybe Maybe the rain is going to decrease again. And Ben is pitting now.
Yeah, let's see what he chooses to do. I mean, he's definitely going to come out ahead of Chris, because Chris, it's another set of intermediates for Ben. So clearly he does not think that the track is bad enough for the full wets.
No, apparently not.
And he could afford to make that stop because he had such a big lead, and Chris will have been driving to a delta. Oh, and he's pulled over off the side of the road, has Ben.
He wanted to let Tris unlove himself, so yeah,
Oh,
very
okay.
nice. Very nice awareness that
Nice. Yeah, nice
made
gesture.
that possible. Because unfortunately, that's not possible to do on the game otherwise. So yeah, nice awareness of him, so that Tris won't be a lap down.
Yeah, Anthony, Xavier, and G-Star. Well, Chris has gone for the Inters now, too. So all of a sudden, I mean, it's still heavy rain at the moment, but I guess it's going to be lightening up a bit. At least that's what everyone is banking on.
I gotta admit, I thought the full wets would have been faster, but if we are honest, there was not a huge gap between them. Even in that period when we had, when they were fast and we had this torrential rain coming down, which we still have basically, but I think in real life it's similar. Even in the worst conditions, just as in Brazil, people still want to use the inters. And also now people apparently have decided that it's better to, yeah, choose the inters.
Yeah, which is pretty amazing when you look at the rain. It just looks absolutely torrential out there. I haven't noticed any lightning yet, I must admit.
I don't even think this is visible. I mean, it just means that tiny bit of extra rain. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in the game actually.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
just...
also Colin is coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
he
that's
only
for
completed
Inters.
3 laps on the full wets, and now he says, "No thanks, wasn't what I expected." But he can easily afford that. He will only drop to P9. So yeah, the safety car period could take some time because the field was spread out quite a lot, and with many people pitting, it will take some time until the last guys caught up to it. So yeah, probably another lap behind the safety car, and this means lower temperatures in the tires. So it's gonna be very interesting on the restart when everyone has not the ideal temperature for the tires.
Well, Smith is staying out on wet still. Triz is a couple of corners away from the pit entry. Let's see what he does. He's staying out as well. So of 18 cars, 16 of them have gone for the Inters, but 2 of them are sticking it out on the wets. And Sociopath is sticking it out on his older intermediate tyres. It's gained him a lot of positions. but his tyres might be pretty worse for wear compared to everyone around him.
You're right. I really didn't notice. Yes, he's up P2.
Anthony just
Yeah.
had a half spin.
Yeah, I saw someone spinning. I thought it was a piece. Apparently it was Ant.
Yeah. And Saviour went past for a moment, but ended up giving it back. Saviour then went wide himself in the penultimate corner.
Yeah, even behind the safety car, it's not easy to drive. So, yeah, but I'm just taking a look at the position changes, and yeah, the top five are looking quite different compared to the start of the race. So, 9th place is gained for Ben, although you could say that was expected, but 15 for Sociopath, 13 for Ant, 15 for Xavier, from P19 up to P4, and 8 for G-Star. You also have to mention, of course, that apart from Sociopath, these are tier 1 drivers, and you would expect them to make up ground in a reverse grid race. Still, you have to achieve this first of all. I mean, it's not the easiest track to overtake, and some very difficult conditions out there.
Yeah, and Chris actually has dropped 3 places from where he started, but to be fair to him, that was mainly because of the timing of the safety car, I think, because he was comfortably in 2nd place before he came in for his pit stop. And I think he just got a bit unlucky with the timing of the safety car and then having to switch back to the intermediate tyres.
Yeah, he took a risk by putting on the full wets, which the other guys in front didn't do, and yeah, it didn't pay off. So yeah, he's got 3 stops already, while Sociopath is just 1 single stop. But I'm curious whether Sociopath will be able to keep these guys behind him, because 12 laps difference, or 11 actually, is a lot. And especially on Inters, I always feel like the crash head of Inters is always, if it's up to temperature, super effective and much faster. But apparently the safety car is still staying out, because Tris still hasn't caught up.
Yeah, he's the only one who hasn't made it to the back of the pack yet, so we will be going round again. It's lap 26 now, so we should hopefully be underway on lap 27, and we'll still have more than half of this race still to go at that point, and presumably that's going to all be in wet conditions. So the drivers, they've already gone through a lot in this race, and they've still got plenty to go as well. So like we said, it's going to be a real test, a real mental test to keep focus in these tricky conditions.
I don't even know whether another guy who gets the 10 seconds for crossing the white line. That's really harsh, I have to admit, but yeah, that's just the game. I was wondering whether the 2-hour limit rule is actually in the game or not. I don't know about it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because this might take more than 2 hours. We get maybe a 2nd or a 3rd safety car, we could reach the 2-hour limit. I mean, I think this safety car period was like 12 minutes. I don't know.
Well, we've been racing for just over 3/4 of an hour so far, And obviously the first 10-15 laps or so were in the dry, so the laps were going quite a bit quicker than they have been since then. So yeah, you could well be right. We'll have to see what happens, but it could be that we get to the 2-hour limit, especially if we end up with more safety cars as we carry on. But the safety car, as of right now, is coming in, so we're about to go green once again. And let's see what happens. Let's see if Sociopath has got any pace on these older intermediates compared to everyone behind him. As BNE gets us back underway, and immediately Sociopath didn't have great turn in at the final corner, but it's enough for the time being to keep Anthony and Saviour behind him, who will be, I'm sure, desperate to try and get up to Ben if at all possible. Ben already with a 1 second gap over Sociopath. So this is really critical for Anthony to try and get a move done as quickly as possible. Or if Saviour even can pass Anthony and Sociopath, possibly at the same time. Chris as well will be trying to get past G-Star. And Kid Dynamite, who's quietly made his way up through the field. He didn't have the best start on the hards, but he's got himself into contention now that it's got wet. And Chris and G-Star had a bit of a coming together there by the looks of things. Chris has made up the place. What has happened? Okay, I'm not sure why we are not in the session anymore by the looks of things. You'll have to just give me a moment to see if I can sort that out. Okay, I don't know what's just happened there, but are you still
Yeah, you
watching the
disconnected.
race, Stefan?
Yes, I think you disconnected.
Okay. Could
I
could you
could
set can you send me an
barely
invite?
hear you, or yes, yes. Okay, I could barely hear you, and then I was about to say something, but then you disappeared.
Yeah, the stream is still up, weirdly. So I don't know why I've been chucked out of the game, but my internet still seems to be all right.
Oh, wait,
Yeah, you're right, Carl. Something definitely has, well, obviously something's gone wrong, but yeah, very weird. Oh yeah, you have to. Yeah, I've just accepted that. Yeah, apologies about this, everyone. Not quite sure what the story is with that, but Stefan has invited me back, so is that going to work?
The good thing is no major events happening on track, I can tell you guys. I don't know if we are still live on stream, right?
Yeah, we're still good on the stream, yeah.
Okay, that's still working, interestingly. Well, we got a huge battle for P5 going on, I can tell you that. She starts Chris, Kit, Dory, and Colin. Chris is putting a lot of pressure on G-Star. You're back in the session, very good.
Well, it's saying that.
Sociopath is still holding on to P2.
Okay.
And Xavier just can't get past. Oh, Chris is so close. Oh, he's sending it. Oh, they make contact. Oh, Kid and G-Star. G-Star and Kid still side by side. So he's trying to take advantage, but he almost loses the car.
Okay, we're back.
Colin's coming in as well. Colin, oh, they make contact with Kid. There was some really close racing. I think G-Star will be a little bit unhappy, maybe. He's gonna feel like he wasn't given enough space. But actually, meanwhile, the rain has decreased, so I think now, yeah, Inters are definitely tired to go again, and Tris agrees with that and puts on a new set of Inters as we speak. So only Smith is left on the full wet, but he's really struggling with them now.
Yeah, it definitely looks like the rain is easing up quite a bit. Where has... Oh! Okay, my game is just completely glitching now. It said for a moment that Ben had lost the lead, but no, he's absolutely fine. 5.5 seconds clear.
Well, everything's working clear for me, so yeah, then I would just keep our viewers updated, I guess. Yeah, and meanwhile, managed to pass Sociopath as did Xavier, but Sociopath is holding onto it really well. He's still keeping up with these guys, despite his tire disadvantage. And Osman is out. Oh, it's in the pit lane. Okay. No
Yeah,
safety car there.
No. Yeah, and we are on the half-distance lap. So I'd imagine that if it stays sort of intermediate conditions, there probably would need to be one more pit stop before the end, just to make sure that they can get a set of inters to the end of the race.
I think so. I'm not sure. I don't know. Did they say something whether it's coming dry again or not? Or are we going to finish in wet conditions?
Well, Fabian said first half would be dry and the second half would be full wet with lightning.
Wow.
Yeah, but I guess maybe that was, only for a few laps, and then it's maybe staying wet, just in this sort of lighter rain. But who knows?
Yeah, but I think, okay, we're just halfway through still. and then they would have to do around 40 laps on the Inters, in case of social cars, even 50, and frankly, I don't think that this is possible.
No.
Even 40 laps would take a huge amount of tire saving. So I guess we will see everyone in the pit.
Yeah, well, Sociopath's done the 20 laps so far. He's falling away a bit from Anthony and Xavier at this point, but that's probably not a shock because they are. So 20 laps in, they still maybe look okay, that set of intermediates that he has got.
I'm not sure if it's the same for our viewers, but unfortunately I can understand you barely at the moment, so not ideal. I don't know, maybe someone can write into the chat if it's the same for them, and otherwise it's not a big issue.
Yeah, if anyone in the chat can just make a comment to say if I'm coming across clearly. I'll just check actually on my end if it's how it's sounding.
And he gets done. Nice one. I gotta say, I'm not sure if Kid has a bit of damage somehow, but he doesn't seem to be very comfy in these conditions. I don't know, it's not his race today. Also, Colin is right across his back now. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Kid is in the top 10 and he coming from P18, so that's really looking very good. It's just that, it's Kid, so we know how fast he is. We experience that ourselves every week, basically, so it's, yeah. Considering what he's capable of, at the moment, it doesn't seem like he's a little bit struggling to find his speed, and currently also Colin has better pace at the moment, at least.
Chris got himself ahead of Sociopath as well. He's up into P4. Almost 3 seconds back from Xavier and Anthony. But Ben 8 seconds ahead of the field now.
Yeah, now Ben is really opening a gap. And the question will be maybe if Chris can catch up to the guys ahead of him, and maybe we'll have a nice three-way fight for the rest of the podium, because I think as it stands, nothing will stop Ben from cruising to victory. But you never know. We've seen a lot in this race, and I have to point it out again, there's still 28 laps to go.
Yeah.
Really long day in the office here.
Yeah. Oh, Xavier with a big tank slapper. He manages to hold it. Sticking with Anthony quite nicely. 7/10 the difference at the moment, as once again spinning up the rears out of the hairpin. Pushing very hard at the moment, Xavier. And Chris not really able to make an impression yet, although he can just about see Xavier in front of him. But the gap is 3 seconds, so it's gone up slightly in the last couple of laps.
I think Dory's looking really racy at the moment. Basically pushing these around the track. And I think he almost lost it. Oh my god, that was really close. But he's, as I said, at replay racing is risking something. Well, I gotta say, you have to do that if you want to overtake in the web again. Huge slide from him, but
Yeah, and this group of cars has caught up to Sociopath. 23 laps he's done now on his set of inters. So there was going to be a fair few guys here trying to...
definitely starting to feel that.
Yeah.
Red car and oh, Panizza hit the wall. Oh, no damage. At least no visible damage. Oh, Rory pushing G-Star literally.
And yeah, like, just surprising. Like, Kid Dynamite is there. He's not far off, but he's just not really putting the pressure on that we would expect to see from him.
No, he moves at the moment. I mean, all of them struggle to make moves, but maybe G-Star does. Oh, that's a bit of wheel banging if he stands it.
Oh, and this might be good for Doris now.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, what happened there?
I don't know. That looked a bit glitchy from
Yeah.
my POV.
Yeah, same here.
They're side by side now again. Looks as if G-Star stays ahead for now.
Yeah, very, very intense racing. And pretty clean, you'd have to say. Overall, G-Star defending the inside. Oh, someone's gone off in front of them as well. I think that's a
It's a
lap
lap
car.
car, I think.
Still side by side between Doris and G-Star.
Really... Wow. Yeah, what can I say? It's really fighting hard now. Speaking of wheel banging, but for me it was still by Doris sends it. Wow. Wow.
And they're still alongside on the exit. G-Star's got to get him back again, I think. Can Doris hang it round the outside? Oh, well, they're still going to be side by side down the next straight. G-Star will have the inside line, so he might still hold it.
Yeah, almost squeezing Dory into the wall there. Oh, we've got a safety car.
Is that for Triz? Yeah, Triz missing a front wing.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it doesn't. Is anyone going to come in? Anyone else? Is that Era Voice?
Not so far.
Oh, that's Sam actually. Sam's coming in, and obviously Triz will, to change that front wing.
Makes sense for Sam to do that because I think he's only losing 1 or 2 places, and the crash drive can be a huge area. But Lick's hard tires for him.
Oh wow.
I'm not sure if that was by mistake or if he's just putting on a huge gamble here. So, well, you know, take care. No, don't overshoot the line, yes.
I mean, looking at the rain that's still going on, that sounds like a gamble to me. A big old gamble.
Yeah, but Arrow is doing the same, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they are at the back of the grid. Why not trying to risk something?
Well, Ben's just coming round to finish a lap, so maybe... Well, we'll just see what he does, if he pits or not.
Yeah, he does.
Yep. What compound of tyre will he go for? This is pit crew coming to view. That looks like a set of intermediates again to me.
Yes. Yes. And the others are staying out though.
Yeah, and Chris. What about Sociopath? Sociopath finally is going to come in.
Yeah, this makes sense. From his personal auto, he's losing quite a lot of weight. Actually, he puts on mediums.
Wow.
I don't know. Maybe the drivers heard something about the train stopping in 10 minutes or so.
Yeah,
I mean,
Panitza.
we saw that it can happen really fast. But so far, I see no indicators. Although the track doesn't look that wet, I don't think it will be drivable on slicks.
No, the rain is still coming down, so
Yes.
it needs to stop raining really for those dries to work.
But yeah, smart choice in my opinion from Ant, Xavier, and Chris to just do the opposite of what Ben does, because if they pit, they're gonna be behind him again, as they used to be, and I think overtaking him on track is, yeah, good luck with that, given his pace. But if you stay out, I mean, obviously he will be as close to them as you can possibly get, but we know that overtaking is difficult for anyone, so maybe they will be able to hold him off. Who knows?
Yeah, we saw Chris make it very hard for Ben earlier when Ben was trying to overtake. He's obviously going to be disadvantaged with the tyre wear, but I'm sure he'll give it another good go. Although we're still going to have a bit of a longer safety car period with the cars really strung out still around the track. The safety car won't come in until they're pretty much all bunched up. So we might be another lap or two away from getting this race going once again. But I think we have to say once again that for how long of a race it's been and the nature of the track and the weather, to only have 3 retirements so far is pretty good going from these guys.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it could have been that we would be left with 12 drivers by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got another one who's risking going on the slick tires, and that's a bit yeah, rooting for him. I'm really curious. Slit is pitting as well. I think yeah, mediums for him as well. So the back of the grid, the top 10 are still on inters, but the rest of the field put on slicks. This could, it could, I mean, if this works, it's still raining. I'm not sure about this, to be honest, but if it works out, it will take the order up completely.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing from our perspective at the moment, or at least for me, because I keep certain camera angles are showing rain, and then other camera angles are not showing rain. So you see one camera angle and you think, oh my god, it's stopped raining, it's going to dry up, and then it switches and you see the rain still coming down, and it's a bit difficult to tell. What we need is some team radio. We need to hear what the pit crew guy, whatever his name is now on the game, see what he thinks about the weather.
That would be so interesting to know.
We've got a few more drivers coming in.
Oh, we do have. So Yeah, apparently there is something going on in the background that we don't know about. The G-Star Dory kids, red car. Yes, mediums for them.
Yep.
Wow, this is gonna get so interesting. It's also for those drivers risking it. It's also very good that the safety car is still staying out, and I don't think everyone will be able to catch up by the end of this lap. So maybe there will be another lap of
Yeah.
Bernd Mailänder leading the pack, and you know what? A lap behind the safety car on this track is almost 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And in 3 minutes, maybe the rain will stop. And if it stops, it can happen very quickly. Like the
Yes.
mediums could be faster very soon.
Yeah. So we've got Iravoice. He's literally just now crossing the finish line. Meanwhile, the safety car is almost into sector 3. So that could well be. Yeah, we're on lap 40. Maybe it won't be until the end of lap 41 that we get going again. So that's. And again, now it's starting to look like it has stopped raining. That's a couple of
It has.
shots that I've seen where there's no rain. Yeah, it has. So now what do you do if you're the top 5 or top 6 even?
Well, they can be lucky that the restart is not on this lap. So, yeah, I guess they have to come in now.
And
Wow,
this
so
is
Sociopath was right. Again, he took a gamble for the second time, and it worked out. So if they are pitting now,
yep, they're all coming
and
in.
they are no, not everyone, or oh no,
Well, I
they
think
are. Everyone's
everyone on
pitting.
Inters,
Yeah,
yeah. So Sociopath leads this race.
I cannot believe it. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. If someone would have told you that 6 laps ago that Sociopath, Panizza, and BET would be the guys under the three places, so you would have been saying, "Oh, again, yeah, again the pit lane and exit." Yeah, that's insane. I mean, what is this race? Sociopath leads from P17 on the grid.
I'm
And
trying to
we
think
have
back who the first driver was who pitted for dry tires, and we were looking at it thinking, don't know about that, but it's absolutely been the right choice.
I think it was not Sociopath, it was someone behind him. I am not sure if it was Smith or Error Voice. Or they have to catch up so much that they are still at the back of the grid. Yeah, I think it was either Error Voice, Panizza, or Sociopath because their tires are the oldest. And yeah, look at where Ben was leading with 9 seconds, and I said he's cruising to victory. Now he's down in P11, and the guys don't have to pit again.
No, they don't.
Yes, if he wants to win, he has to do it on track now, and it's not some lower tier drivers ahead of him. It's Chris, it's Xavier, it's Ant, it's Kid, it's G-Star. Wow, I mean, this race is, yeah, I have no words for this. So yeah.
Well, it's going to be very, very, very exciting now as we get. I think Sociopath has getting us away once again. It's looking still quite slippery. There's a car in the wall. It's G-Star.
Yeah, it's still wet.
Oh, and who was that?
Or at least low grip on track. So don't think we are on dry conditions now, just because
No.
it has stopped raining. It's they're still struggling, and Ben has lost places as well. He's down to P12.
Yeah, Ben made a mistake at turn 1. Colin, I think, lost it on the straight as well. I don't know if he's got damage, though. But yeah, that was dramatic restart, and the track clearly is still pretty slippery. Oh, and there is, was that kid Dynamite losing a M plate? He has. So he has, well, probably going to have to
think
pit
it
once again.
was him, yes.
Five Trizzers left, he's had enough. Oh, G-Star.
Oh, G-Star's in the wall again.
And that's a broken front wing completely for him now. And a lot of the Tier 1 boys that we were mentioning before, Xavier and Chris, are still in 8th and 9th. And Ben's still only down in P11.
Who would have thought that a few laps ago? And he's down in P11 and yeah, basically outside the point with the lower score system. Yeah, everything of course. Oh,
Oh, was Anthony?
and Dory passing fit. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think
So
DRS
Dory
is
is
enabled though. Oh
in a
no, it is
very
right
good
now.
position. Yes, right now we got the notification. I think Dory has shown really good pace throughout the race. I think he just had a lot of traffic. Maybe he's in a position to win it now because yeah, he's already closing into the two guys up front. And I think if I had to bet my money for now, you know, in 2 laps it could be a completely different story. But Dory looks very good. Oh, but there he had to. Yeah, he couldn't stick it around Panissa. Now he has to turn hands off. Chris, 3 seconds. That could have an influence as well.
Oh, Ben goes past Colin into 10th.
Yes, nice move. But maybe Colin's actually coming back at him. He's backing up. And I think now we are also entering the mistake by Alex. Chris passes in. We are entering the state of the race where the mental and physical aspects are starting to play a role. I mean, these guys are driving for ages now, and we still have a bunch up packed because of the safety car.
Yeah.
And difficult track conditions where we still have low grip. It's really a challenge now, not just to be fast, but also to keep it on track and keep focus, stay calm, drive consistently.
Yeah, they really are still very bunched up. You've got P5 Kid Dynamite all the way down to Colin in 11th place. Though that group of cars is really close up together. And then in front of Kid, Anthony, Doris, Panitza and Sociopath are all pretty much within a second of each other too. So there's a couple of
Chris
groups.
hit red car. I'm not sure if there's damage. Oh, it looks okay for now.
Although he's gone wide.
Oh, and look, Ben and Alex are coming at him.
Yeah, that's a nice move by Xavier down into turn number 1 and then closing the door a little bit on Chris.
Yeah, he can make up for mistake in the previous lap. Ben is just stuck in traffic there. I mean, Dory and Panizza.
Oh, that looks very close. Anthony and
Dory
Kidd are
makes
right there too.
6 for now.
Oh, and Colin has got back past Ben for 10th.
He has. What happened there? And Xavier and Alex Caruso, but I think we need more screens, more commentators.
Yeah.
I really don't know. Sorry guys if we're missing something on chat, there's so much to look at.
Yeah, for Ben, it's when he's stuck in traffic, that seems to be quite a big issue for him. He can't really show off his pace.
He was just grabbing his head and ask himself, like, how could this happen? What did I do wrong? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's how the fastest can go. Who would have thought that this was a possibility?
Yeah, well, it really all just came down to the timing of the pit stops with the transition back to the dry. Obviously, the safety car meant that those who pitted earlier and took more of a risk, but they got more of the reward because they were able to catch up, and then everyone else had to pit when it stopped raining and seems to have dried up pretty quickly. But Sociopath leading. Oh, error voice. Oh, that's in the pits.
Oh, it's in the pit lane.
And it's now a bit that is the cork in the bottle of cars. Red car, Saviour, Chris, Colin, Ben, all right up behind him. As Ben has a little look down into the hairpin, but Colin defends it.
Because the red car aiming at him from Ben, but yeah, backed off there. Would have been a very risky one. Dory with the fastest lap, he's closing in on Sociopath.
Yeah, it could be the next straight where we see a move.
Chris ran into the back of Xavier, if I'm not mistaken.
Looks unaffected with his wing.
Oh, Ben put it very close. And going for P3, yeah, makes done. Red car has twice the same. Doesn't really work.
Oh, bit broke later into that corner. Ben has got around the outside of Colin, and now Chris and Saviour are going side by side, contact. And Saviour sticks with it on the inside. Chris is still alongside him. There's no way they can go too wide through here, surely. And Saviour takes 8th place back.
Some really hard racing there. But they just gave each other enough space. Chris tries again around the outside. No, it doesn't work. Meanwhile, Dory is all over the back of Sociopath.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got no time penalty. He can be patient. Although he knows, if I've got more pace, I may just want to get past and try to get away from this track. But, you know, once...
Chris very late on the brakes, and that's going to give Ben the place. There's a yellow flag. I think that's for Freddie, yeah.
Well, Dory goes for the lead. There's no chance to breathe here. No, Sociopath stays ahead, still leading.
And the other person that Sociopath and Doris both need to watch for is Anthony, just 2 seconds behind, but closing the gap, whilst everyone behind who could be a threat, Xavier, Ben, Chris, they're all still squabbling over the minor points at the moment. They just can't make a move on these guys. Ben having a look at Xavier, and there's a little bit of contact. Xavier's going to try and hold that spot. They're side by side. Can Ben do it? No. Xavier really defending well.
Yeah, he had a lot of straight line speed there.
Red car having a look on bit into turn one.
Guys are also battle that's been going on for laps now.
Yeah, and it just looks like Red car's got enough speed to get alongside into braking zones, but not enough to make it count, make it stick. Although, having said that, he has done on this occasion. He moves up. And Doris takes the lead from Sociopath as well.
Yes, got it done.
So we were just trying to get away from this fact before these guys are stopping to fight each other and are maybe breaking through.
And BITW now has dropped back to 8th place, and Ben on the inside.
Wow, what a move from this. Chris tries to follow through.
And Colin on the inside as well.
Too.
Oh, that was close.
Where did he come from? Oh my god, what a move.
Wow, so a bad lap for BITW, but that's released the quick boys as Ben.
Letting Chris pass again.
Looked like Ben had a bit of a twitch.
I don't know. It feels a bit glitchy for me at the moment. I don't know what.
The Kid is slow up front. They just caught up. Yeah, Kid. Has he got damage?
Yes, Kid has got damage. Struggling with damage.
And Xavier has gone. Has he got past? No, Red car.
No, Red.
Holds him off.
By Red car. Oh, Kid's holding them up a lot, but
Of course, the guys ahead are amazed to see this happening.
Yeah, Sociopath retakes the lead. Might have to have a quick look here at the penalty situation, actually. Yeah, 3 seconds Doris, 3 seconds Chris, 9 for Pinitzer, 12 for Red car, 6 for Colin. And then the last 4 drivers all with some penalties as well. So that's going to factor into this.
I did Red car hit I see no damage for now, maybe I was mistaken. But it still stays ahead. I mean, Panitza and the other guys that are loving this, obviously.
Oh yeah,
Look
absolutely.
at the gap that has opened already. It seems to have insane straight line speed.
Of course, in the corner, he's struggling a lot now. But can I just point out that Sociopath is leading again?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
They have to drive in slow motion now. I can't, otherwise I can't process it in my head. So sorry, guys.
Look at this again between Xavier and Red car.
And
this
Ben and Chris
ferocious. Oh, Red car gets contact and Xavier holds it just about.
I think someone clipped the wall on the inside there.
And Xavier has got through. Red
It's
car might come
still,
back again.
That's just
Wow.
insane what these guys are doing there. Ben pushing red car, but side by side again. Yeah, he won. Oh, Chris gave him a little time. He almost spun there, but thankfully nothing happened.
Oh, Chris went wide. Colin might have a run on him down the pit straight. And he's got the move done even before the braking zone. But this battle is just so intense. And every lap there seems to be a side-by-side moment going on between at least two of the drivers. Doris has got back in front of Sociopath, but then has to give the place back and almost crashes with Anthony. So Sociopath holds on
Maybe
to the lead.
tries to. Oh no! Kid's been spun around. I don't know if it was by Ben, but Xavier was really late.
Oh,
on the
red car
break.
as well.
Red car got collected as well. No. Yeah, I think Xavier was really late on the brakes. I'm not sure if he made the corner, but at the same moment Kid was hit, I think Ben was behind it. I mean, maybe they were slower than he expected.
Yeah, now Xavier, of course, is the guy without DRS, and Ben goes for a move on him. Well, Xavier gives him the space, and yeah, he just says thank you very much, and now Ben is finally in the top 5 again. I didn't expect it would take him 10 laps to do that.
Yeah, that was a real...
I think it's G-Star.
Yeah.
Okay, Ben has 5.5 seconds to Panizza. And from there another 3 seconds to the leading guys. And we are meanwhile down to 10 laps.
And Doris is going for the lead once again. Oh, but he went wide.
Switchback, yeah.
So he just can't quite make that move stick on Sociopath, who is still, as it stands, on course to win this race. Although, of course, Anthony right there in third without any penalties. And Ben already making quite an impression on the gap to Panizza. And he is not out of this by a long way.
And of course now they are seeing in the top left corner or wherever they have the standings that in 5th place there is a certain guy called Ben showing up now. And of course they know, well, we gotta get going before he comes. He already cut the gap to Panizza by 1 second.
Oh, Doris was so close to the back of Sociopath, and he's gone wide, and that has allowed Anthony up into 2nd place. And Doris falls away.
Now that he is the guy attacking the one without DRS. So let's see. He's going for the move.
Not for now.
Yeah, not quite close enough there, but...
Here we have yellow flags going on there, I don't know. I think it was
G-Star was being left. Yeah, Xavier, Colin, and Chris and Ben are still together, but as for now, they are not fighting as hard as they did before. I mean, it was difficult to fight harder than they did. I would say they're not going side by side or 3 wide through all of every corner imaginable, and those unimaginable. So we are just calmed down a little bit.
Well, I guess that especially for Xavier, he's just thinking, if I can stay with Ben now with the DRS, he's just going to pull me along and help me catch up to the front of the grid once again, as Anthony setting a fastest lap in the mid 1 minute 30s, and he is in position as saviour as well. With that DRS, sets the fastest lap behind Ben.
Yeah, of course. Maybe they're saying, okay, let's not attack Ben too hard. As long as we can stick with him, he will drag us, he will pull us to the podium positions. But yeah, I mean, they can see Panizza getting bigger and bigger in front of them. Sociopath is still in the lead and couldn't get past them again.
Yeah, it looked a little bit to me that time as though Ant was maybe not fully committed to making the pass with the DRS. He's going to have another chance, although he's not really deploying the battery as much as I think he could be. So I think he's just, in typical Ant style, playing the long game, being patient, and just waiting for the right moment to get this done.
He's patient for sure. Very close. And will he try something into the first corner? No, it doesn't look like that.
Chris now, well, momentarily it was Chris who had the fastest lap. G-Star then took it. He's got fresh softs on. But yeah, Saviour, Colin and Chris all benefiting from being pulled along as Ant now does go for the move. Oh, Sociopath holds it, and now Doris is right there once again. Ant's half on the inside of the next corner.
Ben and Xavier fighting as well. Oh, Sociopath almost lost it. Oh, and both of them are through.
Oh, and we just missed that on stream. I looked away, but oh, and then Sociopath with the 3 seconds. Oh dear.
Yeah, then one thing comes to the other, and then that happens. Okay, but it's just important that now he keeps his head down. Panizza has actually multiple penalties behind him, so
Yeah.
he's still on for a podium.
But yeah, Anthony now has become the massive favourite to win the race as he starts lap 57 out of 62. So he's got 6 to go, including this current lap. And
I guess,
yeah,
I guess it's also time to look at the penalties, and there we see that. And obviously, but also Ben and Xavier have got none of them, so they only need to catch up basically in order to get to the podium places. And in order to that, they have to pass Panizza first, and I think at least Ben's gonna do this now. Oh, he's actually fine. No, they're crashing! No!
What happened there? Looked like Ben went one side as Panizza was going the same side to defend.
Yeah, he wanted to cover on the inside, and
and Ben's spinning.
And he's got the energy. Ben spun. What? Oh,
I think he's just furious about what's just happened.
Wow.
And we've got a virtual safety car.
Yeah, I think he didn't expect Panizza to defend that hard, given he had time penalty as well, but yeah, he wanted to go through on the inside, and Panizza just covered that, and yeah, it looked a little bit like Verstappen and Ricciardo back in Baku some years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's really unfortunate. Yeah, Panizza now. Oh no, he's got a front wing. Yeah. What a shame. I mean, this race in Ravels. Benz get 10 seconds. Yeah.
He must feel so frustrated.
Seems to
Yeah,
be
he's done.
frustrated. Yeah, he's giving up.
Yeah,
Uh,
this will just feel like the
After
one
such a
that got
long race,
away.
that's of course very unfortunate. But we are
Colin on the
going again,
outside
and
of Xavier. Oh goodness, that was really close. Xavier
yeah,
gave
Colin
Colin
just
about a
got into
car's
the top
width.
5.
Yeah, and Chris obviously is still there. Obviously, unfortunately they both got penalties. But Xavier, I thought I was going to get kicked out
Oh,
again.
what's there in the back? So we can see Xavier has a 5.7 gap to close, and just needs to bring it home now, basically. And yeah, Alex needs to push a little bit, but he has to push anyway because he's got two very fast drivers behind him at the back, and Colin's going for the move again on him. Defending him, and Chris tries to take advantage of that, and
Oh, wow, that looked close. Oh, nicely done by Chris around the outside of
yeah,
Colin.
got it done.
And with the battling and the defending Xavier has had to do from Colin the last couple of laps, that gap to Sociopath has just grown a little bit more. So, and we are on lap 59. We've only got 3 and a bit laps remaining in this race. So it's really, time is running out now for Xavier. And it's really just counting down at this point for Anthony. He's pulling away from Doris and Sociopath. And who'd have thought this? Where did he start on the grid? Let's have a look at the position change. So he's come up 15 places. Yeah, so he would have been way down there. And Xavier as well has made up a lot of ground in this race. Well, all of the top 4, to be honest. And Chris and Ben must be feeling between them, how have we not managed between us to win this race?
They were so far ahead but then, yeah, so many things happened. The safety got the wrong time, weather changes, and we saw how this can shake things up. Well, Sociopath is the only driver with only 2 stops.
Oh, wow.
So it was a strategic masterclass by him. You gotta say that.
Yeah.
And Alex doesn't seem to be able to catch up, even when he's not fighting. So Sociopath, you really gotta give it to him. I mean, he's not even a tier 1 driver, and he did. Not only did he everything right regarding the strategy, he's also showing great pace.
Yeah, absolutely. He's benefited from making decisions with the tyres at certain points, but at the same time, yeah, he's definitely shown some pretty excellent pace. And it was such a shame that he had that moment where he lost the lead and then got a time penalty as well a few seconds later. Otherwise, it would pretty much be a P2 secured for him with the penalty situation. Yeah, him and Doris have both got 3 seconds.
Well, he recovered well. That was a critical moment in his race because, it was very likely. If you're in such a situation, it's very likely that you do another mistake.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He just kept his head down and said, "Okay, I know what to do now. Don't let the gap close." And as of now, he's doing that. Although now Xavier's got a little bit closer. 5 seconds now.
Saviour's also still got Chris and Colin right on his gearbox, and with multiple bouts of DRS. Oh wow, they
Probably
both
thinking, guys, just let me alone. You know.
Yeah, I just had another big glitch. It looked like Saviour and Chris both went really deep into, well, a couple of corners back. But no, that was just my screen glitching.
We made it. We're on the last lap finally.
Yeah.
And I think the main battle that we have is, it's against the time. It's about the gap between Xavier and Sociopath.
Yeah, and Saviour got a dose
Now,
of
course,
DRS.
Xavier's pushing. Oh, you got DRS. That's a big advantage. Down to 4 seconds. So 1 second after penalties. That's going to be very interesting. Xavier's pushing.
Yeah, he's got a sector and a half to try and close it. Oh, Colin! Colin's gone! Riding on board with BITW here to see if we can find Colin's car.
He was clipped the wall.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bit of a George Russell moment possibly from last year.
I thought about it, but Ant comes across the line to win as we speak.
Yeah.
Doris will take second, and what does Xavier do? I think it will be, it's just enough for Sociopath to take P3 after an absolutely incredible drive. Xavier P4, Chris in P5. Yeah, and Fitz takes P6 after we were caught up in that battle, and Kid with his damaged front wing, P7. Now we gotta wait a little bit for Red Car to come over the line.
Yeah, Smith just went past Colin, or Colin's, where his damaged car was anyway. And Sam is going to take the final point position when he crosses the line because of Colin's DNF. But what an interesting race that ended up being. It did look at one point like it was going to be a bit of a walkover for Ben. But like we said, the safety cars, the weather really put a spanner in the works on multiple occasions. And in the end, it was a 1 hour, 50-minute race, pretty much. So we weren't in danger of going over the 2 hours, but yeah. What to say after a race like that?
So Sam comes over the line, and now everyone crossed the checkered flag, and wow, as you said, I remember me saying that Ben is cruising to victory now, as it stands. But guess what? Few laps later, he was outside of the top 10, and to my surprise, he didn't manage to recover. I mean, he was surrounded by other fast guys, and they were sort of, balancing each other out. And then you get involved in the battles and fights, and then, there we see 109 minutes for Ant. Almost 2 hours. 1 hour 50 minutes.
That champagne is well earned at the end of a race like that. But yeah, there we go. Just to run through the results quickly. Anthony takes the victory from Doris in P2, almost 6 seconds back with the penalties. And then Sociopath with an excellent P3 in the end for him. Saviour in 4th. Chris P5. BITW did well to get P6 in the end. Kid Dynamite 7th. Not quite at his best tonight. Red Car in 8th. Smith in 9th. Sam in 10th. And then it was Colin, Friddy and G-Star were the other drivers to see the checkered... Well, no, actually Colin didn't see the checkered flag, but he still finished 11th because he was only 1 lap down at the end of all of that. So there we have it. A crazy long, crazy dramatic race in the end here in Singapore in MRCX. And that's going to be it now until Monday night when we have Tier 2 at 7 o'clock and Tier 1 for LRL and myself at 8:45 on Monday night. And then there'll be more racing to come next Wednesday, all from the Singapore track. And we very much look forward to that. But yeah, Stefan, thank you very much for joining me tonight. And yeah, any final thoughts?
Well, I think you said everything already. I mean, guys, tune in again on Monday. To see what anything can happen on this track. Maybe even I am going to score my first point in this season if we see what's possible. So I wouldn't rule it out. Yeah, it was a lot of fun with you as well. So thank you for joining me. And yeah, it was a really long day, really long race. But yeah, the drivers really deserve some credit for doing this for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, definitely. Well done to the drivers. Well done to everyone who's watched right the way through as well. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, we will see you on Monday night for Tier 2 and Tier 1. But until then, have a great weekend. And yeah, take care.